Welcome back to Giants Mania. Today we'll be going over the Giants' 4th round pick, Elerson Smith, out of Northern Iowa. So, of course, he is 6'7", 252, which is great size, but this is probably the main reason he went in the 4th round. He did have good production. He had like 14.5 sacks, then 7 sacks the year before, but he was playing for Northern Iowa, probably not the most impressive competition, but this is why he went in the 4th round. So the bench reps at 26 reps, the 7 flat 3 cone, the 4.7140 is not that bad. This was his lowest, a 4.39 shuttle run, still not that bad. And then the really good one, the 42-inch vertical jump, which is awesome, and even the another great number, 127-inch broad jump. So this guy is a physical freak, and if he becomes more of a refined pass rusher at the next level, he can be something special. Definitely a developmental type project, but if the Giants hit on this one, he can be a really good player in the future. So with that being said, let's jump into some of the film of Elerson Smith. So the first one, we have Smith right here against Dillon Radunz, who was a 2nd round pick of the Titans this year. So I'll just let it play for you guys real quick. He does end up batting the ball down, or batting it up, I should say. Almost turns into like an interception. Trey Lance has no idea where the ball went, but it's pretty much a bull rush. We'll just watch again in slow motion. They lock arms, and I feel like Radunz won this one for the first half, and then there was a point, I would say, right about here where he starts to get inside, and I think that Elerson Smith starts to win this rep, but he gets that, I think it was left hand up right there, knocks the ball away. So it was a pretty good rep on both sides, honestly, but Smith did touch the ball, got the better of that one. So luckily he threw it in his direction, but he was able to make a play by batting that pass up. Here's another impressive one from Smith right here, more of a bull rush again against Radunz, and he got the better of him for sure here. Almost makes a play. I don't think it was a hold. I mean, you could argue maybe he was trying to disengage and Radunz didn't let him go, but I think, for the most part, the pressure here was great. We'll see he gets his hands on him first and just keeps driving his legs back, which is like what you want to see from a defensive lineman or, outside linebacker. Just keep turning those legs, take those short steps and keep turning those legs. Almost gets him with his right hand right there. Like, that was close, and then, you force a right-handed quarterback to go to his left and make a throw. It was inaccurate, out of bounds, so Elerson Smith was really the difference maker on that play. Good coverage as well, but without Smith, this play probably does not happen for the Northern Iowa defense. So here was another really good one from Smith against Radunz once again, and we'll just let it play for you guys. And I think he expected an inside move, and he went outside, and he rushed to throw. Probably got Lance before the ball was released, and that pass was way short. We don't get a replay here, but this is a pretty decent angle, honestly, so we could probably see what was happening here. But look at Radunz. So Radunz is going to favor that right side. He leans to his right here. I think I expected Smith to come inside, but he went outside. And Smith uses that left arm right there. You can see his elbow a bit go over. So now Radunz can't get his hands on him. Right hand's on him. Has his left hand on his hip probably, but that's still not enough. Tries to push him back right there, but that's still not enough. This guy's really good at turning the corner. And Smith, with that speed and length, almost gets there, pretty much does, gets him as he's throwing, and that will fall incomplete. So a very nice rep right there from Elerson Smith. Good hand usage right there, and definitely had the tackle guessing, leaned the wrong way, and he almost got a sack fumble out of it. So here's really the noticeable downside of Elerson Smith at this point in his career, but I do think this will be fixed. I think it can be coached out of him. But when a tackle gets both his hands on Smith, he kind of just... his pass rush moves kind of die, I'll put it that way. And we can see it right here. He gets both hands on him to tackle, but he does do a good job of moving Radunz's left arm out of the way, but he just has him with one arm right here. He's kind of just stuck in this, sitting stance, basically, right there. And, yeah, I mean, he couldn't really do much at this point. Now, I don't know if he was supposed to stay in this area and kind of contain Trey Lance, because, of course, Lance is a great dual-threat quarterback, but if he was supposed to rush the passer on this play, then obviously it did not go too well. So, he's locked right here with one arm and couldn't really go anywhere, and quarterback got rid of the ball quickly, but still, this is the downside of Elerson Smith, if I've seen one so far. It's just when he gets locked up by a tackle at first, he kind of has a tough time making something happen. So he has to get better at this and develop some secondary moves, better hand usage, better leverage, those type of things. He does do it sometimes, but this is one where he definitely got locked up and wasn't really effective on that play. So here's Smith right here. This is against the left guard this time right here, and this is kind of the same thing, getting locked up by a guy, and he really couldn't disengage. I mean, I don't really expect him to make a play there because Lance was rolling to his right and made a quick throw, but just in terms of disengaging from this block, I mean, he had a lot of trouble with it. So the guard gets his hands on him, and Smith is at this point, you got to find a way to just break away, spin out of it, use your hands to get his hands off of you, and he just couldn't do it. and he's stuck in this position. You see him fighting, but just couldn't. So, this is the one concern. And I do think if it is fixed, if he can shed blocks at a high level in the NFL, I think this guy will actually be a very good starter. But until that is done, until he actually does that, we might see more of a developmental player until he can actually figure that out. So here's Smith versus Radins in basically a pure one-on-one pass rushing situation. So let's see what happens. Now, his initial contact pushed Radins back a good amount. He got him back like a couple yards at least right there. Pushed him back a couple, but when he anchors down right here, Radins, it kind of just stops. The play is over at this point. I mean, he does push him back a tiny bit after that, but once Radins got that anchor down, and Radins is not like the most, he's not the heaviest offensive tackle. I think he's like over 300 pounds, like by a little bit, like 302, 303. But good initial contact right there. But once he gets that like left leg planted, it was pretty much over at that point. So you would kind of like to see like more of a secondary move right there. Of course, Lance got the ball out once again pretty quickly for the most part, so you can't really expect a sack there. But, good initial contact, but like right there is when you have to find a way to do something else, whether it's just knock down his left arm and get around or something like that. Like just find a way to just disengage here because the bull rush was kind of dead after the first, contact. So that's another one, but, it was a good example of a one-on-one pass rushing rep against an NFL-level tackle, so it wasn't bad, but it definitely could have been better. So here's a different game now, and this is Smith up here, and this is one where, it wasn't a bad rep, but I think it could have been better. I'll show why in a second. Completes it. But anyway, so watch the left tackle. Left tackle gets out of his stance and like starts leaning heavily to his left, right? Like right there. Like see how much like weight he's putting on that left side basically. His right leg is basically fully extended. This is one where it's like I would love to have seen like a Euro step type move and go out then in and just beat him inside because the inside window was open for him. He definitely could have made a play inside right here, but just like decided to go with him and meet him on the outside. And I know they had like some guard here helping, but still, like if he made a move to the inside, that definitely could have been a more effective pass rushing move. And sometimes you have to kind of respond to what the offensive tackle is giving you. So when he's leaning this far right here, it's like this would have been a great time for a spin move or once again a Euro step or something just to get in here and really disrupt the quarterback. But that time gets no rush and complete the pass. I think they show a replay, not the best replay, but here he is right here. So you probably can't see much, honestly. But once again, if he could have just made a move on the inside, there was some space to do it, but he kind of got locked up with one arm right there from the tackle. I think he had his left or his right arm on him and got his arm right there, right in his shoulder pad, and kind of just kept him there. So wasn't the best rep. Could have been a lot better, in my opinion. All right, so as we finish off here, I have like probably, 4 or 5 more left, but this is all just highlights at this point, so this is going to be positive stuff. But here he is right here. Now, his get-off was amazing here. Like, he's just the first one, right? Like, that was just very great get-off, and the tackle had no chance. He was able to turn the corner very quickly, but we'll just take a look one more time. Like, he's out of his stance right here, and, like, nobody else has moved yet. Like, this guy's almost in, like, full stride before anyone else on his defense. Like, he's basically on the other side before anyone else even gets out of their stance. It was pretty crazy. Great timing, and this tackle just had no chance. Tries to put his head down into him and just, beats him around the corner. But look how quickly he's able to turn right here. Puts that, I think it was left foot right in the ground or even right foot right in the ground, and is able to just turn back upfield and make a play on the quarterback's leg. Like that was awesome. That's a great play right there from Smith, and that's once again what he'll give you. Kind of like Azeez Ojulari in a way. Like the way he can turn the corner is very impressive. So, if he gets around you, he definitely, the quarterback can step up all they want, but he's able to get back and recover very quickly and make plays like that. So this is exactly what I wanted to see from Smith. Like 2 plays ago against, I forget what team it was, the red team. I don't know what team it was, but when I wanted him to do like the Euro step move or the out and in, or even a spin move, this would have been like, the perfect time to use it. But he does it right here, and this was a very dominant looking play right here. He uses his left arm to just throw this tackle off of him basically, just spins him in a circle almost and makes the play. So that was an awesome job right there, and we'll take a look. They do give a replay, which was nice. So right here is where the action happens. I think he gets his left arm on him, and watch, he throws him off with the left arm right there. That's very powerful. Kind of spins him around basically, and by that point it was too late, and Smith's able to wrap him up and make the play. So he made that one look very easy, but that's what I meant before. Like, I wish he made a play like this before where he just went out and in, and that would have been a perfect sack opportunity. This time he makes it happen, so I'm happy he was able to make that one. So this time we get like an end zone view, but you can see everything you need to see right here. So here is Smith against the right tackle. I think he forced a fumble right here. I'll let it play out for you, but I'm pretty sure he gets a fumble or close to it. I would say, oh, it's close. I would say it's probably a fumble, but yeah, I don't know what they called it as. But anyway, so good hand usage. Watch the right hand of Smith right here. He's going to push down that left arm right there, which is very important, of course, and he's able to corner and get around him. Gets pretty low. Probably could have been lower. I feel like Ojulari gets a bit lower, honestly, but that was still really good. The hand usage was good. Got the leverage and has the speed once again, and just has like that cornering ability to just get around these guys and make plays like that. So sometimes all it takes is a simple hand swipe, just like that. A simple hand swipe with the right hand and gets by him and makes a play. So you do love seeing that type of stuff, and hopefully that was a fumble. I actually forgot we had the Senior Bowl stuff in here. I put some clips of the Senior Bowl in here, but this is Robert Hainsey against Elerson Smith. I think Hainsey was a top 100 pick going to Tampa. I don't know what pick number he was, but pretty high pick out of Notre Dame. So Hainsey gets the better of him for sure on this rep, and I don't know whether he slipped, if it was the cleats, the turf, whatever, but if it's not that good of a rep from Elerson Smith, but we'll take a look. So I think Hainsey locks his left arm right there. You can't really see. Locks the left arm, then repositions that right hand and gets back, really good leverage right there by Hainsey. He tries to kind of shed this block right here, but his leg just kind of gives out and he slips and falls. So not a good rep right there from Smith, and that's like the problem, honestly. Like once his play strength gets to a higher level, I think the Giants will eventually try to put 10 to 15 pounds or more pounds on Elerson Smith. I think he could put on some more, especially being 6'6" or 6'7". So once he puts on a bit more weight, I think he will be better at this stuff. But for right now, when these guys, especially a guard right here like Hainsey, gets his arms locked on him, it's kind of like game over. So he needs to be better at that, but I think that's something that will be improved as time goes on. So here's a couple of reps against a guy named Jake Kerhan. I'm not too familiar with him. I know he went undrafted. I saw that. I just looked that one up. So he went undrafted, so probably not the best competition here, but here he is in the Cal helmet, and of course here's Smith. So he gets the better of him on both plays, honestly. Really good strength right there. It gets by him pretty easily, just gets him on the ground. And here's one kind of like a swim move right there to get to the edge. Let's take a look, slow it down real quick for you guys. But, Kerhan's hands were pretty high on that one. And then, Smith says, all right, enough with that. I'll just go around you. So made that one pretty easy on himself. And the first one, I'll slow it down. So you really can't see. I don't know why they put all the offensive linemen here. I guess to kind of just replicate an actual play. But really good job of just pushing him back, gets him off balance. He just tries to anchor, can't do it. And Smith keeps those legs going, gets low, and eventually just gets Kerhan to the ground. So really good job right there against him on those two reps. So here's James Hudson, who was a 4th-round pick of Cleveland against Elerson Smith. And this might have been my favorite rep right here. It's kind of like a Euro step and gets that right arm up and just, he knows it. He's clapping, he's mad at himself. He knows it. But we'll slow it down real quick. Just another like hard plant with that right leg. Gets him outside a bit and just kind of can't get his hands on him. Good job of just evading those hands right there of Hudson. And kind of just swim move again with that right arm, gets around them easily. Like that was simple right there. I mean, he made that look very easy. I love that move by him right there. And Hudson, once again, frustrated with himself. But that was awesome. I want to see more of that in the NFL, but that was a really good rep right there by Elerson Smith. So here is Spencer Brown against Elerson Smith. I think Brown went in the top 100 as well to either New England or Buffalo. Some AFC East team was one of those two. But another pretty good player. But he didn't really do too well in this rep. I think, Brown was very physical with him, got good leverage. His hands were inside most of that rep, so it was a tough one. But Smith did a good job of trying to fight through it the entire time. Hands are pretty low. I mean, he wasn't really inside, actually. He has his right hand inside. Left hand eventually got readjusted, and he's kind of pushing his arms up. So that was a good rep right there by Spencer Brown. He eventually tries to, pull off of him right there, and I would say for the most part he lost that one, though. I think quarterbacks are probably going to get the ball away at that point. So, yeah, that wasn't really a good one from Smith, but I would say that's more of an impressive rep from Spencer Brown as compared to a bad rep from Elerson Smith. But, yeah, he could have been better on that one for sure. So, funny enough, this video comes full circle. We started off with these two facing off against each other, Dillon Radunz, Elerson Smith in 2019. Here they are in 2021 in the Senior Bowl. So here we go. I'll let it run, and I don't think Smith had the best rep here. I think that Radunz did an awesome job here mirroring him and not really giving him any angle whatsoever to find a way. So he locks his arms right there. Smith has his left arm thrown off, and he just mirrors him the entire time, tries to go out, tries to go back in. Then tries to kind of just bull rush him towards the end here, just use his strength, and he's pushing up on the chest plate / face mask area, and honestly gets nowhere. So that wasn't really the best rep right there from Elerson Smith. But once again, that's one of those things you have to fix right there with him. I think if Smith had better leverage and better, secondary moves and ways of having better strength when players lock up on him like this, then I feel like he'll be fine. I do like high upside picks in the middle round, so I'm happy the Giants made this one, and hopefully for our sake, him and Azeez Ojulari turn into a great outside linebacker combination for a long time. But I do love Smith's potential. I don't know how much he'll play in year one. The Giants do have some other guys ahead of him on the depth chart, whether it's O'Shane Ximines, Lorenzo Carter, Ojulari, maybe even Cam Brown. So we'll find out how much he plays in year one. But the sky is the limit for a player like this. I think he has to put on 10 to 15 more pounds, as I said. But once all those things happen and once he learns more in practice, he can be a very good player. So we'll find out what happens. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. And I'll talk to you guys next time for, who are we doing next time? Gary Brightwell. We'll do Gary Brightwell next time. And hopefully you guys tune in for that one.